Welcome back to Jogwa and Toria Stories.
I grew up in a house with 4 wives and 18 children where the walls never kept secrets. In the heart of Ibadan, my father's compound stood tall, a wide courtyard where 4 wives and many children tried to share one man's love and one man's roof. To outsiders, it was a palace of abundance, food always cooking, laughter always spilling, children always running. But inside, it was a place where rivalry was cooked with a stew, where whispers lived longer than echoes, and where every day carried its own kind of storm. My father was a respected man, tall and proud, always in flowing agbada. He carried himself like a chief, yet even a chief cannot control the fire in women's hearts. Each wife carried her pride like armor, and each fought quietly, sometimes loudly, to prove she mattered most. My mother was the 3rd wife. She taught me to keep my head down, to listen more than speak, because in that house, every word could be used as a weapon. Meals were the battlefield. Imagine 4 pots of soup bubbling at the same time, each wife determined her cooking would be the one father praised. When he lifted his spoon and said, "This is sweet," the smile on one woman's face was another woman's wound. And we, the children, we learned early that a compliment could turn sisters into strangers, and brothers into rivals. But it was not always war. Sometimes, under the moonlight, we children would forget the politics of our mothers. We would sit in the courtyard, singing Yoruba folk songs, chasing fireflies, and telling tales of tortoise and trickster spirits. For those moments, laughter drowned the whispers, and we were just children, free, loud, alive. Still, I remember the nights when quarrels split the compound into camps. One wife accusing another of stealing meat from the pot. Children echoing their mother's anger, refusing to play with one another. Father's booming voice rising above the noise, calling for peace, yet his peace never lasted longer than the silence that followed. As I grew older, I began to see the cracks on my father's face. He was a man torn between duty and desire, stretched thin by promises he could not keep. He loved us, but his love was divided, and divided love never feels whole. He wanted harmony, but harmony cannot grow where suspicion is watered daily. One day, I asked my grandmother, "Why do we live like this?" She looked at me, her eyes deep with memory, and said, "Child, polygamy is a calabash of sweet palm wine mixed with bitter herbs. You drink it, you taste both. You cannot have one without the other." Her words never left me. As I became a man, I carried the lessons of that compound inside me. I learned that love is not measured by how many wives or children surround you, but by the peace you nurture in their hearts. I learned that rivalry grows where fairness is absent. And I learned that sometimes, the loudest battles are fought in silence, in the glances, in the sighs, in the things left unsaid. Looking back, I no longer see only the quarrels or the tears. I see strength, women who fought for dignity, children who grew up learning resilience, and a father who, though imperfect, tried to hold his word together. That compound made me who I am. It taught me that family is not always soft and gentle. Sometimes it is sharp, sometimes it is stormy. But if you survive it, you carry wisdom no school can teach. And so I tell you, peace in a family is not about how many people sit under one roof. It is about the love, the respect, and the fairness that bind them. Rivalry divides. But love binds forever.